you are overpaying for life. Rent, food, taxes, it's all draining your wallet. The truth is, and this might shock you, but you do not have to stay in your high tax, high cost country, in this case, the United States. Most Americans just do not realize this. If you have something as simple as an internet connection, you can live and work anywhere in the world and reduce your taxes, reduce your cost of living, and live just a better quality of life.
I've had better.
But if you never take that leap, you'll continue paying big government and big corporations that don't give a shit about you. So what can you do about it? Geoarbitrage. Let me show you what I mean. Before we get into the tactics, how did we even end up in this situation? A fourth grader could have told you what was going to happen after COVID. Money printing causes inflation. When the money supply goes up, everybody can charge higher prices for everything. Rent, food prices, taxes, they've all gone up, especially because purchasing power has decreased. While inflation and cost of living is increasing, your wage or your salary is staying the same. It's stagnating. And this wouldn't even be an issue if you got what you paid for. If you got the high quality services that your high quality of dollars, large amount of dollars that you're dumping into your cost of living and your country via taxes is paying for. So the question is, do higher taxes, do higher costs equate to a better life? Are you seeing an improvement in your life in the last few years? No one wants to be a cuckold to higher taxes and higher costs. These things are a choice, and let me show you why. In his book, 4-Hour Workweek, Tim Ferriss kind of popularized this statement, this philosophy, really, of earning dollars and spending pesos and compensating in rupees. You don't necessarily need to know the details behind that quote, like, is a Chilean peso stronger than a Colombian peso? Is it stronger than a Mexican peso, etc.? Essentially, what that means is you can take advantage of the vast differences in cultures and prices when you move to a new location, when you continue earning dollars or euros via a remote job or your own online business and spend in a far less valuable currency. And a big myth that people don't understand about geoarbitrage is that you can still access the same quality of life that you're used to in the United States or in Europe, or even better, at a fraction of the cost. So remaining in a high cost, high tax country just means that you're paying unnecessarily extra for things that you can get elsewhere. So if you work online in a remote job or an online business, you have access to better weather, better dating possibilities, better walkability, better food. And obviously, geoarbitrage directly addresses this issue. With more disposable income, you obviously have more flexibility. You maintain that high amount of salary in dollars or euros, and you spend far less for the same quality of goods, of products, of services. Now, I didn't fully learn this lesson until I moved abroad 4 years ago. I was in the United States in a city and came down here to Medellin, Colombia, and I've lived in 10 different countries outside of Colombia. My life and my quality of life has improved significantly than what I was doing in the United States. And as far as costs and taxes go, I pay far less than I did when I was living in the United States. So the question is, where do you go for these geo-arbitrage opportunities? Because after COVID, a lot of people had left their home countries. And because of that, prices are starting to equate a little bit across the world, but there are still a lot of opportunities out there. So where do I go abroad to maximize my geo-arbitrage opportunity? There's a caveat here because it depends on you. It depends on your goals. It depends on the metrics that you're really looking for in life. And I'm building a tool to help you kind of compare destinations so that before you go to these places, you can see, oh, I really want nature access. This place will give it to me. This place will not. Stay tuned for an update on that. So first, you have to understand what's really important to you. There are 197, 198 countries out there. They're not all ideal, right? I'm sure that you don't want to move to Somalia tomorrow. So you have to avoid the common mistakes and make sure that you're optimizing for the things that are most important to you, whether that's nature access, whether that's travel connectivity, whether that's food quality, whether that's weather and sun. You need to decide. But something I recommend to everybody when they leave the United States is to test a lot of different regions, countries, and cities in those countries. If you don't have any commitments in the United States, like children or a significant other or debts, you can test places out. What experimentation helps you do is find out live in real time what's really important to you and what's not, in a destination, in a place that you want to spend a lot of time long term. So, in terms of places that give you the best opportunity to maximize geo arbitrage while maintaining that high salary that you currently have and reducing your cost of living in Latin America, I would say Mexico, Colombia, Brazil. Argentina, about 2 years ago, was one of the cheapest countries in the world. And as far as Latin American terms go, is very European, almost second world, not so third world as some of these other countries on my list. But Mexico's up there for cheaper cost of living, especially if you want to stay out of Mexico City and adventure a little bit. Colombia, where I have invested and have spent a lot of time over the last 4 years, is still very cheap. In my opinion, Colombia is a little bit more exciting than Mexico is. Mexico is a little bit more Americanized than what I am looking for. So again, if you're looking for a more westernized, a little bit more accessible destination for Americans, Mexico's great. Colombia, 3 hours away from Miami. I'm always within reach of the United States, but I like a little bit more flair. I like the happiness that people have here. People are extremely friendly. I love the connectivity that it has with the United States and with Europe through Bogota and Medellin. I really enjoy Colombia for a lot of different reasons, nature being also another one. All right, another really affordable region of the world is Southeast Asia. My dad spends about half of his year annually in Thailand with his wife, and the costs that he talks about on a daily basis with me are mind-blowing. And Thailand is not even as cheap as Vietnam, which is one of the cheapest countries in the entire world and has like a booming tourism industry. It's not cheap because it's like extremely third world and there's no infrastructure whatsoever. I have a lot of friends who've toured around Southeast Asia and really enjoyed their time in Vietnam, in Da Nang, in Ho Chi Minh City. You can really, really stretch your dollar in Vietnam, paying like $1 for lunch every single day and really enjoy your experience as well. And the last region in the world that I think people underestimate for their cost of living is Southern Europe. So I'm talking about Portugal, I'm talking about Spain, Italy, Greece, and the Balkans near Greece. Really affordable compared to what you probably think quality of life and the cost of living in those countries is. Southern Europe is definitely not the third world like what you would experience in Latin America or Southeast Asia, just generally speaking. It's a lot more first world, a little bit more second world as well. But in terms of costs, you can get Airbnbs for 1,000 euros a month, 1,500 euros a month in really high quality districts in cities like Malaga in Spain, like Madrid in Spain, Valencia in Spain as well. Although you don't want to spend too much time in Valencia because the taxes there versus other parts of the country are just insane. Portugal also very affordable, but has changed a lot because of the influx of expats and immigrants from other countries, investors. But you still have that geo arbitrage opportunity, especially in southern Italy near Sicily. I just heard the wandering investor talking about
If you want value, you go to Southern Italy right now. And life, everyday life, is now cheaper in Southern Italy than it is in Eastern Europe. I mean, I was going to bars in Palermo and getting €1 beers.
€1 beers in Palermo. And that shocked me. I have not been yet to southern Italy, but I got to check it out because of those prices and just the beauty of Southern Europe. Also, I will be in Greece in just a couple months, so I will report back on the cost of living there, what it's like on the ground. But throughout that Southern Europe belt, you can really get an affordable, high quality life. And a lot of Americans are taking advantage of it now through those golden visa opportunities in Portugal. Spain is closing their program, but Italy has the program. Greece has their own program as well. So those are my top 3 regions for geo arbitrage opportunity in 2025. I hope you guys like this video. If you want more breakdowns of specific countries and my experience in those countries versus what Americans are thinking on the ground, let me know what countries in the comments below. Otherwise, my message to you is to experiment. Write down the things that are most important to you. Like I said, I'm building a tool to help you kind of prioritize different metrics, different aspects of life in other countries, and therefore you'll have a much easier time when it comes to planning your trip or nomadism experience outside the country.